city of Hagerstown is looking into opportunities to turn a blighted property into a positive impact for a downtown neighborhood. A site that could attract attention across the state, even across the nation. Now it's known as the Massey property, and it's located just around the corner from the Washington County Free Library. Within the last 2 years, the city demolished 2 vacant, dilapidated properties. Now, with the support of the B'nai Abraham Jewish congregation, located just across the street, there are plans to build a park dedicated to a famous Hagerstonian, a man who committed much of his life to the ideals of religious freedom and liberty. Thomas Kennedy led the struggle for full religious liberty of Jewish Marylanders. A devout Christian and an American patriot, Kennedy worked in his community and the state legislature to eradicate religious prejudice. Tom Ryford, a local historian and advocate of the proposed park, tells us more about Thomas Kennedy.
The thing about Thomas Kennedy is he's known as the father of anti-Jewish discrimination, and people from all over the world come to visit his grave. And when you think about the state of Maryland is the second largest number of elected Jewish people, and it's all because of Thomas Kennedy. Here around this table right now is a gentleman who used to have the same seat in the House of Delegates as Thomas Kennedy, and also the same seat in the Senate because he served both sides. He was a poet, he was a publisher. He started and became editor of the Hagerstown Mail, which became the Herald Mail later on. He was, yes, a politician. He was also postmaster of Hagerstown for a couple of years. He was a renowned early abolitionist. He was very much against slavery, and he was a patriot. He wrote a book that was published in 1814, poems about the Great War against Britain, the War of 1812. He was first elected in 1817. There's no truth to the rumor that Don Munson actually served with him. But in 1818, he submitted the first Jew bill. And he never gave up. He was called a Judas Iscariot of his race, a traitor to Christianity. He just thought it was wrong. He had never met a Jew in his entire life. At the time, there were only 150 Jews in the state of Maryland. But he felt the Jews ought to be allowed to vote, to be able to hold public office, those kinds of things. He didn't understand why Maryland, the free state, wasn't truly free. And he kept introducing that bill. He was defeated. It became his defining thing. He was defeated in 1823. He ran again, was elected, 1825 reelected. In 1826, the climate had kind of changed enough. He reintroduced the legislation, and it became the law of the land. On his obelisk at Rose Hill, I don't know if you've ever seen it, it says, "One who loved his fellow man." And there's nothing more powerful than that. And I look forward to this project because I believe that not only is it, high time that there's some sort of memorial to Thomas Kennedy, but it gives us an opportunity to even attract more people and to do more things, have a center of inclusion and understanding and celebrating diversity and being able to understand about getting along, and the idea of the character counts that the rabbi talked about, that defines Thomas Kennedy. On the 100th anniversary of his first introducing the Jew bill, so that he was introduced in 1818, so in 1918, they put a marker on his grave. But that was the only memorial that's ever been done to Thomas Kennedy. It'd be nice that if we can step up and do something like this to celebrate what's truly important about being American.
The proposed park would feature a sculpture of Thomas Kennedy created by the highly accomplished and local artist Toby Mendez. You're probably familiar with much of his work. He's the talent behind the 6 Hall of Fame Baltimore Orioles at Camden Yards, the Thurgood Marshall Memorial in front of the State House in Annapolis, and other national memorials. Because Mendez believes in the project, he's graciously offered an in-kind donation to lower the cost of the statue.
It's very much related to many projects that I've done. Freedoms that are related to our Bill of Rights and the fulfillment of that, and Thomas Kennedy exemplifies that highly. And what I'm encouraged by is that in my conversations with the rabbi and also through the rabbi with the city is that the hope is that collaboratively that Mr. Tissue and I will work together to design a memorial that's fitting to the space, but is also created with materials that will stand the test of time, stone, masonry, and bronze, so that this story could be shared for generations to come. It's a rare opportunity when you do a work of art with a memorial setting like this, that you know that it's guaranteed with a little bit of care that it's going to last for centuries. And it's quite a statement. And I think it's incredible that Thomas Kennedy was from our county.
Mayor and council agreed to commit $5,000 towards the cost of a maquette, a concept of the statue. This actually matches a private $5,000 donation from a member of the B'nai Abraham congregation. The city will also provide the group a letter of support to help them secure further public and private funding. They say their conversations with Senator Andrew Serafini have been encouraging at the state level.
We're so thrilled to see all that's the good work that you all have put into the downtown landscape. We see ourselves as a partner in that, a supportive partner, and we want to be a part of it more. And we know it's already building upon a lot of work that's already been achieved downtown.
Now, the Thomas Kennedy Award recognizes former members of the Maryland House of Delegates for their personal courage and dedication to the principles of liberty and freedom. It is the highest distinction of service in the General Assembly. You can watch mayor and council meetings live on cable and online. Check out Antietam Cable Channel 25 and our YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching.